Hey everyone. Sorry, I'm just having some dark chocolate. Anyways, it's Peachy here, and I'm just trying to clean. I'm just trying to clean the house, and it's making me wonder and think and maybe stress a little bit about house ownership. If you guys watched my previous live, in that live I talked to you about us possibly buying a house. And to be honest, we have basically my husband's away for 21 days. He's away. Just to give some background to anybody that's just joining now that has no clue why the title of this. So my husband's deployed. He's in Alaska, and I'm home alone with the kids, and I'm really struggling here a little bit. But it made me think about once we own our house, which we're kind of waiting for the financing and stuff to come through, which it will. But it's just really making me think. It's just really making me think about the amount of cleaning I have to do. If it's bigger than this house. I don't actually remember the square footage of this house. I'll have to look into it. Yeah, I'm just thinking about all the care that it takes to take care of a house. And I mean, we always take care of our homes, but with kids, you know, they destroy things a lot. Like even in this house, I noticed like there's a lot of damaged walls. But right now, we are actually renting. We don't own this house. That's the difference, right? We rent this house off of a military base because in Canada, it's not the same as I think I heard in the States that you get free housing if you live on the military base. But here they do charge. It's a lower amount than, I guess, if you compare it to the market value of rental houses everywhere. So loud, I got a phone call. Oh, sorry guys, that was so loud. My mom was calling me. So, let me just check if she's out here. One sec, let me check if she's out here. I don't know, I might have to call her back, but I have to get off this live to do that. You know what? I'm not sure if she needs something. She's going to the grocery store to pick up a few things, and she had asked me if I need anything. I had texted her, but she might have some questions. So timing is impeccable because I'm doing a live right now and I'm trying to talk about this house ownership thing. Okay, I'll talk fast and get off in a few minutes. But basically I was just concerned about like the care of the house because it's different. Like when you rent a house, obviously you just call whoever manages the property and then they come and they repair whatever. Like recently we called plumbers because I noticed the sink drains were clogging. Because we weren't using like a strain. We had these like strain things to catch the food when you open it, but I put one there and then my husband took it off and threw it in the garbage because he's like, oh, well, it's dirty. I'm like, well, that's why you wash it. But you know, guys, they think differently than we do. Like, I just think, okay, well, it's metal, it's stainless steel. Just give it a go wash and then you're back in business. But anyways, So yeah, we ended up needing the plumber because all the food was going down there and clogging when we were doing dishes, right? And I have a habit of like cleaning out as much of the food as possible and throwing it in the garbage. But we all do dishes differently. You can't expect everybody to do dishes the same as you. So if somebody just like soaks the dishes and washes them with all the food in there, right? That's just what they do. But that's why I got these guys to make sure that if there is food in the sink going down the drain, it doesn't clog it up. But anyways, so it wasn't any expense to us to call a plumber. But now, if we're gonna own our own house, we're gonna obviously be paying money out of pocket, which is fine. We have money set aside for those kinds of expenses and any kind of repair expenses. But it's just something that's new to wrap my mind around. I'm just like literally coming to realize, like, okay, before it was just theory, it was just theoretical. Like, yeah, of course, if you own a house, you gotta pay for this, you gotta pay for that. And of course, we put money aside for it, but now it's feeling more close to home and more real, right? Because our offer for the house that we made got accepted, guys. Our offer got accepted. That's why I was so busy last week, just running around like a chicken with its head cut off. If you notice, a lot of my lives, I was barely on these lives, and when I was on, I was just like exhausted. So that is why, because we were really trying to get everything ready and close a deal on a house purchase. So we finally did that. We closed the deal, and we are just at this point waiting for our conditions to be met by financing, by the inspection and whatever. So if the house is fine and the inspection comes out and there's nothing wrong, then we can go ahead with the purchase. If not, then we have to look for a new place and start the whole process all over again. And as exhausting as that was, I really don't want to start that process all over again. And we really like this house, and we like the price. I think we got it at an amazing price for what we're getting. Because I saw other houses on the market, the same year, same build, were a little bit more. And we're trying not to max out on what we were approved for, right? So that, like, we don't believe in, okay, if the bank says they're gonna give you X amount, so then get a house that's exactly X amount. Like, if you can get something lower, then that's, I don't know, I just find it's better. It's a better, you don't have to max out. I want something that we can pay off in as short amount of time as possible, but it's still fairly new and decent and move-in ready, doesn't need repairs, and isn't gonna need major repairs for a long time. That's basically what we were looking for in our search criteria, and obviously something that fits myself, my husband, and 2 human kids and 2 fur babies. So, with some extra room for guests, of course. Yeah, I think we found the perfect place based on those criteria. And because of our lifestyle, we're always moving. Not always moving, but there's a potential to move a lot because we are a military family. So, it was the perfect place that we're being posted to, where the market, even the rental market, is really good too. So if we had to leave, we don't necessarily have to sell. We can just put it up for rent, and we have most of my family is there too, so that works out just perfectly. I have family there, siblings, so we can end up getting help from them if we need it. And my brother's also a real estate agent part-time, so he knows a lot about that, and I know if we asked him, he might be able to help with that. So anyways, just things I was thinking about as I'm trying to clean the house, because I'm really behind on cleaning, because normally it's easier, obviously, when there's 2 of you. My husband's home on the weekends. I can literally just let him deal with the kids, and then I clean a section of the house, and then we switch, and I deal with the kids, and then he cleans a section of the house because we share cleaning responsibilities like that. There's no man of the house thing. Only women do the cleaning business. If you do that in your house and you're happy, then good for you. But that doesn't work for either of us, because that will make both of us very miserable. But anyways, so I'm feeling really lucky, really blessed today that we went through that process and got that done. And fingers crossed that everything else will go smoothly. And yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. That's the big reveal, secret, or whatever you want to call it that I kept getting excited about, but I couldn't tell you about. It was that. So yes, if you are looking to buy property these days, this is what I always tell people. Like, because people ask me all the time, like, when's a good time to buy a house? The best time to buy a house was yesterday or last year or 10 years ago, because the value of property keeps going up. And what do you call it? The volatility, it doesn't have a lot of volatility, but it does have lows, but the lows are for a very short period of times, and it's on a constant uphill with small volatile like drops. That's how I see the graph of housing. That's why from the beginning of time, the best investment you can make in your life is housing. Owning your own house, even if you're in a community where you can't necessarily sell it, there's still value, even if you're in those communities where you build houses for each other. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but anyways, my point was, buy a house yesterday. If you can't buy a house yesterday, buy a house today. If you can't buy a house today, start saving up and buy a house tomorrow. Don't be spending money on expensive things that just fill up your rental property. I do not believe, like when I was single, I literally had a bed, a couch, and I didn't even have a TV. I just had my laptop, a bed, a couch, and a really cheap dining set with chairs, and then my kitchen stuff, and that's it. I did not believe in accumulating material things in a rental, because in a rental you're constantly moving, and then you need to get up and move somewhere else because of whatever reason. It's not a permanent spot. It's not your forever home. So I don't believe in accumulating. I believe in saving that money, get your own place, and then if you want to buy a boat and put it in your driveway, go ahead. I just don't believe in putting a boat in your rental driveway. It just doesn't compute in my brain when I think about it. So yeah, I'm very focused that way, and I save a lot of money, and I don't really, I mean, everybody likes good things. I like good things. Everybody likes good things. I just think that there's a time and a place for everything. You don't have to have flashy, nice things all the time. Like in this whole period that I've been married, I've never gone to get my hair done. I've never gotten my nails done or anything, or like gone for shopping sprees. But before, I was a single girl, and a single woman, I should say, not girl, I'm not a kid, single woman. And I did shop, but because where I worked, I got a very big discount on clothing. So I could afford to have a lot of clothing. But then I actually didn't go for shopping, like clothes shopping, for 5 years, up until the beginning of, I think, this year, sometime in like March. I actually went for the first clothing shopping after 5 years of having kids. And that's because my body's changed. I've had 2 children in 5 years, and my body's changed. I can't fit into the old clothes that I used to wear when before I had kids. So I had to, but really, if I didn't have to and I could hold on to that money, put it in my savings, I probably would have, because that's the kind of person I am. So just remember, there is a time and place for everything. Frugality has a purpose. That's something I want to tell you guys. Frugality, being frugal, it has a purpose. People are not just being cheap. People are not just being difficult when they want to be frugal at a certain time. People like nice things. Everyone likes nice things. It's just that sometimes you just have to focus so you can reach a certain goal and get, this short-term sacrifice. long-term benefits. That's what I believe in. Sometimes you have to take that short-term, make that short-term sacrifice so you can have a massive benefit. And something like getting a house to me is something that's like a long-term benefit that's going to grow in equity. My return on investment is going to be good for my kids as well, for their future, as far as like our family wealth and just the wealth building, generational wealth building and stuff. That's something that really helps to propel you much further than just sitting there and trying to just save money and not own anything. Believe in ownership. That's what I believe in, ownership. So yeah, anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about and just give those few tips for those of you that might be considering buying a house or wishing to buy a house at some point, but maybe you're not quite there, you're not quite ready, or you're not able to get there because you're struggling. Those are some of the roadblocks that I notice when people don't make those short-term sacrifices, then they never get to the point where they have the money that they want to have when it comes time to buy a house. Like when the market's hot and everybody's rushing to buy a house, and you look at your bank account and you're like, oh no, I don't have enough money for a down payment. So sometimes just make those sacrifices and it'll pay off for you so much more in the long term. And don't get too fussy about whether you should save up, keep saving up to just buy cash, or if you should just get a mortgage or whatever. If the market's hot and you have enough for a down payment, just put down the down payment and then keep saving and pay off your mortgage faster. You don't have to pay it off in the time that they said that you should pay it off. You can pay it off faster. And then that way you can take advantage of that market growth and that return on investment and use that to leverage yourself to buy more properties later. And that's what I really believe in. I really believe in multiple properties as investments, not just one house. So for us, this is not our forever home. I don't consider it a forever home. So I wasn't very emotional about picking it. I was just looking for specific things that I know that, okay, as an investment, this house is going to be good for our family to live in for the period of time that we're living there as a military family. But when we need to move, it's going to be good to rent out, right? It's going to grow in equity, and it's going to give us enough of the financial leverage that we need to buy more properties. So you have to weigh those things and see where you want to go. If you just want a forever home, it's still the same steps that you have to take. You have to take those short-term sacrifices for long-term goals, because the worst thing you want to do is not save enough, and then you end up buying a house, and then you have bad financial habits. You don't know how to save money, you don't know how to budget your money, and then you're struggling to pay off that house and you're house poor. And that's the other thing about us not using up everything that we were given for our loan. We didn't max out our loan. We literally just bought maybe, how much? I want to say about $75,000 below what we were given by the bank to spend. So, because for us, that's where we figured it's comfortable for us to pay it off quickly, but also it's comfortable for us, like monthly payments wise, to have some surplus income to put aside for repairs and any other things that we need in the house. And we have children, obviously, so we need things for them, which I have money saved for them already. I have money for their medical expenses. I put aside about like $2,000 for each child for any kind of dental, braces, whatever, and I will put more money into them. For my pets, I put money aside for their health care as well, especially the puppy. Can you leave them? Liam? Sorry guys, this is a live, so it's life. My kids fighting over things that are ridiculous. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I have money put aside for all my children, the fur babies and the human babies. I have money put aside for myself, for anything that extra we need, even like the deductibles for our vehicle. If it's ever in an accident, the deductible's already there. What else? Emergency funds. All of that is all taken care of. I have money aside from that that I don't even have to touch in order to make the down payment. The down payment is its own money. So you want to factor in things like that, and also remember to put aside money for your kids' education, the post-secondary education or whatever. But yeah, those are things that you really want to consider when you are saving, and that's why I really think in this time and age, unless you're making like, I don't know, maybe $1 million a year or something, you want to make sure that you are saving for all those little things so that you're not caught off guard. And we're gonna have a separate account. My husband and I are actually gonna make a separate account just for house repairs, because right now we have our 3 6 months of expense emergency fund expenses, but we're gonna have a separate account just for like house related stuff. Anything that needs fixing, it's gonna be a separate account for that. So that's what we do. And hope it helps somebody, and best of luck on your journey to, what is that? What is that? What you got there? Let me see, what is it? Make sure the baby doesn't get that. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go because I have to call my mom back. I said I was gonna be a few more minutes, and I was like another 15 minutes. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. If nobody's told you today that you matter and you're amazing and your feelings matter, you're valid, I'm gonna tell you right now, you do. Catch you later.